Hello everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. And I know I'm very late on this video, but I still wanted to film it. So we're going to talk about my top 10 worst books of 2024. I read some good books in 2024 and some really terrible books. My average rating for the year I feel like wasn't that great, and so I definitely do have 10 books that I might trash a little in this video. I love nothing more than hating on a terrible book, and so just for warning, I know some of you out there watching this are going to love some of these books because I'm going to hate on some very popular books. But let's go ahead and get started with number 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Flawless by Elsie Silver. So we are already starting out this video with Piping Hot Tea. This is book 1 in the Chestnut Spring series, and everyone is obsessed with it. I read it over the summer as I was road tripping, and I was even in some of the locations that the book talked about, so I was like, wow, how atmospheric. No, I just simply didn't care. This first book, it didn't make me angry. I just did not think it was good at all, or intriguing, or it didn't give me butterflies. I did not care about the romance. The main character, Summer, I often found her insufferable. For some reason, I just did not click with her. I did not like her. And then I also put in my review, side note, why do the characters cuss so much? And I do remember that, like, everything that comes out of their mouth is a cuss word. And like, for me, swearing doesn't bother me, but I'm also a person that doesn't swear. So like, when I read it over and over in a book, it really stands out for me. And this one just didn't work for me. And I was so confused why it worked for so many others because I just didn't think it was good. Coming in at number 9 is another very popular book, and that is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I'll be honest, you really had me going in the first half. I really was intrigued, and then at the end of it all, I was really struggling to find the point with this book because it was just filled with a lot of negativity and toxicity. The relationship between the two main characters was so bitter and toxic. I absolutely could not stand it. All they did was fight the whole time, and I was like, can y'all please just cut each other off because I don't want to see this anymore. And then back to the main female character, just like in Flawless, I did not like her. I could not stand her. And if I dislike the character so much, I am going to have such a hard time even liking the book. Like I said, I didn't see a point to this book, so it has made my worst books list. Sorry, Gwen. Coming in at number 8 is My Sister the Serial Killer by Owen Con-Braithwaite. Now this one I was really hoping I would love. It is very quick, very short, and it is pretty engaging, but at the end of it, I just felt so angry because it did not go in the direction I wanted it to at all. It actually went in the complete opposite direction. As I was reading it, I was like, this could go one of two ways. One way, I'm gonna love it. The second way, I'm gonna hate it. And of course, it went the second way, and it just made me so angry. And I've already stated, I hate when books make me angry. Coming in at number 7, Physically It Pains Me, and that is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. So starting this book out, Ali tells you straight up this book is not like her other ones. It's more of an erotic romance, which right away I knew wouldn't be my thing, but it's Ali Hazelwood, so I read it, and I'm gonna say they had no connection whatsoever. The two main characters just were lustful, and that is not my thing. I need you to form an emotional connection before anything else happens, and Ali Hazelwood is really great at forming this emotional connection with her characters, except in this book, she didn't. They just slept around the entire time. And going back to the main female character yet again, I did not like her. I thought she was so cold and distant, and so I personally could not form an attachment to her as well because I did not care for her. One thing about Ali's books is they are often like very intelligent, STEMinist or business type books, which I usually love, but in this one, the business aspect actually ruined it for me, and there was so much talk about it, I just did not care at the end of the day. So although this was a miss from Ali Hazelwood for me, I do recognize it is different than her other books, so I'm not that surprised that I hated this one. Coming in at number 6 is Her Heart's Delight by Renee J. Garrett. This is a book I picked up on a whim at a bookstore because I really liked the cover, and it was so bad. There were so many disrespectful and offensive things that happened in this book. It is a Western set in like the 1800s, and so just kind of imagine some of the terrible things that were often used or said. There were a lot of slurs in this book, not to mention the spicy scenes. Every single one of them were borderline assault. If not, just straight out assault. Like, no way, no. How is this ever okay? So no, this one was so bad and offensive. Coming in at number 5 is Right on Cue by Fallon Ballard. This book is another just terrible, terrible book. The two main characters are unbearable, childish, immature. I did not like them whatsoever, and they were another couple that I just felt like would be so much better off not ever talking again. So, unpopular opinion, I love third act breakups. However, this book had a third act breakup in every single chapter. So if you hate them, you're probably going to hate this book because the conflict happened in every single chapter. They just never talked it out. They were so childish. They couldn't get on board with each other. And the main girl thought that she was never in the wrong when I felt like she was always in the wrong. So this one was just really frustrating because of the characters at the end of the day and how problematic they were. Coming in at number 4 is Spyglass by Maria V. Schneider. This is the second trilogy, a part of the Poison Study series, and I was loving this first book in the trilogy because of the characters and what was going on, and this book completely ruined it for me, and it almost made me stop reading Maria V. Schneider's books as a whole because I felt like this book was so disrespectful to people who have survived tragedies. I felt like it gave power to abusers, and I hated who the main character, Opal, I hated who she became. I felt like she was so naive and stupid, and I just hated the direction that this book and this series went in general. It made me just so angry because, again, we had an abuser, and why did we fall for him and give him all the power? Coming in at number 3 is Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura. So me and my best friend Katie from Katie's Book Nook actually read this together, and it ended up becoming a hate read for both of us, which was kind of fun at the end of the day. But these two main characters were, again, insufferable. If I don't like the main characters in a book, I'm probably going to hate the book. And again, this book was all about lust. There was no emotional connection, and it was really frustrating because it honestly felt like it was written by a man, not in a good way, in a really, really bad way. The main woman, she complained so much that people only saw her for her body, but the only thing we knew about her was the description of her body because the author only wrote about her in that way. So how are you going to complain about that? But that is the only thing you tell readers about this character. It was so bad, and I had such high expectations for this because it is about archaeology and like Indiana Jones type stuff, which I absolutely am obsessed with, but this one was so bad and I do not recommend. Coming in at number 2 is A Faint Cold Fear by Karen Slaughter. This is a book number 3 in the Grant County series. This series started out so strong, but is very quickly going downhill. Let me just read you my Goodreads review of this. It says, "If I could give this 0 stars, I would. I hated this book so much, and I was just completely filled with anger by the end of it. These characters are so unbearable, I just want them all to be killed off. I am so tired of Lena. Can we please just get rid of her? This book was also filled with so many slurs for no reason." I don't remember a whole lot of details of this book. I just remember the feeling I had after reading it, and that was pure rage. I literally wanted to rip it in half because of how angry this book made me feel. There were also so many like questionable and disgusting things that happened in this book, and not disgusting in like, ooh, dark Karen Slaughter enjoyable way, disgusting as a, why are you, a grown woman, sleeping with this criminal that I believe might be a teenager? Yeah, not great. I really hope this series redeems itself because the first book was so good. And finally, coming in at number 1 is a very, very popular book, and that is Heartless by Elsie Silver, book 2 in the Chestnut Springs series. Yes, she is starting and ending this worst books list. So I truly, truly do not understand why people love this book so much. Like, did you not see the things I did? So this one is a single dad trope, and I'm realizing that's not my thing, which is no fault to this book. The fault that comes in is he has a young son, and him and this woman that are sleeping together are often talking about what happens if the child walks in, which is disgusting because you should not even be laughing or joking about, oh my gosh, if he walked in while we were sleeping together. No, that's gross. Like, a child should not be subjected to that. He's like 5 or 6 years old. He should not be walking in and then you joking about it. Another scene that viscerally has stuck in my mind that is the worst scene I've ever read in a book is that they are having sex at a child's birthday party. A child's birthday party, and he will not let her clean herself up to walk outside. He's like, no, you're gonna walk out like that. In front of children? Like, did y'all read the same book I did? Like, were y'all not disgusted about how they acted about sex and children together? That completely repulsed me, and it was so disgusting. I don't ever want to read or think about Elsie Silver books again. In fact, every time somebody talks about her books in a video, I fast forward because I don't want to hear it, because Heartless completely ruined any view I have of her. Because I'm so sorry, like, I don't want to be mean, but it just really, really grossed me out and disgusted me. So those are my worst books of 2024. Thank you for buckling up and coming on this wild ride with me. If you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave the thumbs down emoji. I know, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I get my feelings hurt. Like, if I see someone talking in a worst books video about a book I liked, again, fast forward. That's my best friend, that fast forward button. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all my social media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.